it. Do it. It's been like, I think it's been more than a year since I've done a podcast. It's too much fucking work, man. In that fucking year, we got a new bass player.
Hi.
Oh my god. I mean, there wasn't much to fucking pick from, but... No, I'm just kidding, dude. We're pretty fucking happy that everything worked out. But you're not from here, are you?
No.
But I thought you grew up here, didn't you?
Nope.
Who are you? Who is this guy?
I'm from a little boondock town in North Carolina.
North Carolina?
Yep.
Like from birth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how when did you move here and why did you move here? Shit.
So I moved here fucking probably about 2 years ago. And then I left for those like 4 months-ish and then came back.
Wait, you moved here 2 years ago?
Uh-huh.
For the first time, or you were here before that?
I was here before that, but like it was when I was like 11 to 14, and so as far as like saying I'm from here, it's not like I was old enough to actually do anything or get in trouble here or any shit like that.
I'm way more. I'm from Colombia, and I'm way more from here than.
Yeah, exactly. Like fucking.
I've been here for like 20 years now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You're old.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I know. But when did you start playing music? Or when did you start? Yeah, when did you pick up a bass, or did you play bass or guitar first?
So how that actually started was I was playing in orchestra in middle school. Elementary school at Bowman Elementary here. Because elementary school ran from until 6th grade.
You hear that? I can hear the fucking rain through the microphones. I am so sick of this fucking rain, dude. It's gonna be a rainy podcast.
August and September are depressing months, bro. Like it's.
Yeah, well, I hear most people commit suicide around spring, so. Yeah. Anyways, go on.
So I picked up playing an upright bass first, and then my mom ended up buying me a bass guitar for Christmas. And then the previous year, so I'd be 13 at that point in time, my mom bought me my first electric guitar.
Did you ask for a bass?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Why? Why would you do I mean, we are thankful for that now. I'm just saying, most kids want to play. Everybody wants to play guitar. Yeah, I mean, I had a guy here, our friend Christian Woods, who when he was telling us, like when he started playing the bass, that he got a guitar first, but it's because he's never seen a bass before. And when he saw the bass for the first time, he was like, "Oh, let me get rid of this guitar, go get a bass." And I find that really fucking odd. Now that I play bass, I kind of understand it, but yeah. So you chose. What made you like?
Well, probably had to do with playing upright bass first, and it was just something where like, I ended up learning, I think fucking Iron Man on that upright bass. And so I wanted to play it on a actual like electric bass, and I figured that was my sort of gateway into everything. And I liked playing bass, but I wanted to play guitar.
Dude, there's a lot of the bass in Black Sabbath. It's not fucking straightforward. Like
No.
it has a lot of fucking notes, and because I learned how to play war picks, and it's like, yeah, it's not simple fucking. Like a chord progression, like a fucking line progression, like it's fucking hard.
Yeah, well, and actually they started out as a jazz band. So that's sort of where I ended up like cutting my chops as far as like doing bass lines.
Right.
And it just makes more sense to me to like play a bass line and walk on the bass as opposed to like just playing like a root note and then moving. That to me is like really fucking boring.
Like Ron Burgundy. Let's take the bass line for a ride.
But yeah, after that, I got a guitar, and then I played both pretty consistently with each other. I'd learn a song on bass, and then I'd learn a song on guitar, and just sort of swap off that way. And then after a while, I just started playing guitar. And that's where I stayed for several years.
Yeah. So do we make you come out of retirement as a bass player?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I actually hadn't played bass in like 2 or 3 years whenever I got hired on to do this.
Well, it was very impressive. Was it early this year that you came over here, and we still had Casey as our bass player, but and then you came over and you did tell me that you haven't played bass for a while, but like you do play bass. I was like, okay, well, here's a bass rig, here's my bass guitar, and no, I thought it went pretty well, and I was like, well, fuck, dude, if this is you without fucking practice, I mean, if you want to be part of this, I thought it was gonna work out, but as far as like the genre of music and all that, were you just always like inclined to metal or rock, or like how did you get into that?
Yeah, actually, me and Ryan have had this debate with each other for a while, because anytime I like a band that he doesn't, he tries to tell me how he's been listening to it longer, but I got into it way earlier than he ever did.
Yeah.
Because when I was 11, I was listening to Slayer, and when I was 12, I was listening to pretty much straight death metal and black metal.
But I mean, do you remember, let's say let's Slayer, like, dude, like, Slayer is not a band to take on the first fucking try. If you listen to Slayer for the first time, there's no way that you just fucking love it, unless you're a fucking weirdo. Because I remember when I first heard Slayer, I think it was, what song was it? I think it was Jesus Save. And I thought it was kind of silly, like Tom Moyar's vocals were kind of silly. But I mean, at this time, I'm so, oh shit, see me. Call research, dude. This fucking scammers, dude. Just pick up this phone call. Hello. They fucking.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
You're gonna hang up on me? How dare you? I wanted to tell you to find a short piece of rope, and that's what I do every time they fucking call me. I'm like, hey, do me a favor. Can you find like a short piece of rope? Okay, and you know what to do. Huh. Yeah, I mean, first time I listened to Slayer, I didn't like it. Just like a lot of like extreme metal bands. To me, it was like Metallica, like introduction to like heaviness, and after that, I think it was like Korn, like, and also a good band to like ease into like the heavier shit, because Korn still had like a lot of melodic vocals and shit. Like Jonathan Davis was pretty good at singing, and then he'll throw his scream, which wasn't like a metal deathcore scream, but somewhat scream. And then at this time, I'm like in fucking high school, and I really like Marilyn Manson, and I think Marilyn Manson was like the first guy that I really like his screaming. And again, he's got like melodic vocals, but he did screaming, but the way that he screams is like an actual fucking like mother metal scream, right? So like again, like easing into the heavier shit like through these bands. I don't see how you just like Slayer right off the bat.
I mean, as far as like the first metal band I got into, like my mom always played like fucking Def Leppard and Motley Crue and shit in the car whenever I was younger. So like I had like a taste of like metal music and rock music.
Sure, I do that with my kids. They recognize the songs because I play them.
Yeah,
I don't put straight up death metal on them all the time. I do that, but not all the time. But I try to make a point to put like classical rock that they're not gonna be like covering their ears, and they recognize the songs now. And
yeah, and then it's a lot more fucking fun than.
I mean, It's an acquired taste.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
It's like IPA. Nobody likes IPA right off the bat, dude.
No,
It's
I
like-
didn't. I thought that shit sucked until literally I played with you guys, and that's all there was to drink.
That's all there was to drink, and that's all there will ever be to drink in this fucking room. Do you know like IPAs like today? Or do you just like drink it because that's all we have?
See, I actually came to actually like it. I don't know why. I don't know how.
It's the Ryan effect, man.
I know.
When I met Ryan, I think my only drinks were Heineken and Alaskan Amber. And before that, Brian and I were Coors Light. We were just like trailer park fucking boys, dude. just like the cheapest shit. And it's all like we knew really. But when I met Ryan, like he definitely introduced us to like fucking more bitter beer. And I was first a bit like, ugh, no thanks, dude. But he always brings beer, so I'm like, all right, well. And then eventually I like it. Like that's all I order now.
Yeah, well, and actually, because like I fucking got Budweiser. I got a 36 rack of Budweiser. It's the taste of America. You leave it alone. But on that, it's fucking gross, and I don't like it. I used to really like it, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'd rather drink Twisted Teas than this, because at least that's like something you can slam really fast.
Oh my god! So, did you ever like play in a band before, like when you were in down North Carolina?
I'd played in a couple bands. I'd never played in anything that really fucking went anywhere.
You ever play a show?
I've played one show.
You play one show.
I've played one show.
You play one show, and then you join fucking Decepticide. That has a fucking okay. Anyways, I just love this fucking band. Obviously I'm old. We're old.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to get at is that we put a lot of work into this band. So, and we have gone through a lot of band members, especially bass players.
We're the useless cunts.
You are useless, but like a necessary fucking cunt. I don't know, dude. It's like, and since I play bass this past year with Rival Dads, I'm like, yeah, you gotta have the bass, man. Like, you can't get away with it. At least with my ears, I'm just like, no, I need to feel that fucking that background fucking like rhythm behind it. Especially if you're good at if you know the music. And if you're good at it, dude, it's money, dude. It's like, you just need that. You just need them. I mean, I spend my whole life shitting on bass players, dude. I'm like, why the fuck do we need a bass player? We don't fucking need it. We have 2 guitars, but then we lost the guitar players, and then I was done fucking dealing with the second guitar player, and then I was like, well, I guess I'll need a solid bass player. So, yeah. I mean, I can't do this without a bass player. I mean, I can full stack it or 4 stack it, dude. Like 4 cabinets plugged in, and it won't be good. And to my ears, it wouldn't be good. Some people will be like my wife be like, I don't really hear the bass. I'm like, you're just not a musician. Like you don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But like a musician, fucking totally gets like what a bass player is for.
Yep.
And all that. So what happened? Like. You've been playing music. You play bass, guitar. In that band, did you play guitar or you play bass?
I play guitar.
And what happened?
We got together. Actually, it was me and a buddy, and my buddy was playing bass, which is ironic because he's like a really good jazz drummer. Mm-hmm. But he was like, I just don't want to play drums anymore. I'm like, well, all right. So on the hunt for a drummer, which is way harder to find than any other member of a band.
All right.
We meet a kid and we go to his house and we're like, so what can you play? Shit like that. And he was like, well, I can almost get Arcspire up to speed. And, I can play, like anything from Cannibal Corpse, Dying Fetus, shit like that. And I'm like, oh my God, you're everything we needed. We get there. I guarantee you I could have put on Smoke on the Water and the kid would have fucked it up. I was so fucking mad. But I was like, fuck it. We need it. So,
we... 035?
Bro.
065.
I was like, fuck it, you know what? I can play thrash riffs, and all you got to do is play skank beat. I can't imagine anything easier than just throwing a skank beat to it. And so we did that. We played one show. I didn't like... I like doing vocals, but like we just didn't have any vocals or anything like that. It was just fucking me, him, and this kid playing. And we played at a coffee house fucking type thing called the Raskiller back home, where usually old dudes playing jazz guitar play. And like
Decepticide is something like that. We play at a place called Blues Central.
okay.
Yeah, Decepticide played at Blues Central. I mean, we played on a night that it wasn't playing blues bands. It was some shitty band called Static Cycle, and they were being all hyped up by the fucking radio and whatever. But
Oh, fuck. I know who that band is.
yeah. Yeah, so I get some shitty band called Static Cycle. And, you know, the crowd was made out of fucking, like, bros and hoes and fucking just, like, you know, like, oh, my God, they're so hot. And they played, and then we closed the show. We headlined the show. And, yeah, I think we cleared the bar, like, within the first, like, 2 songs. And it was awesome. I loved every fucking moment of it. Like, our 20 fans came in, because he was, like, on a Monday night, too. And, yeah, so I love shows like that. Only when you know what it is. Like, oh, we're gonna go play to a bunch of people that have no idea who we are. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go.
Actually, fun fact about that band. The reason I know who they are is because when I was 12, so I was up here, I went to the Sullivan Arena to see Daughtry, which was technically my first concert, and Static Cycle was the opener.
Oh. Oof.
All the moms that were single were like up at the front, and they were legit throwing like fucking phone numbers up to them. And then them same bitches, when Daughtry came on, were also throwing phone numbers up.
Yeah, that's their crowd, dude. Sucker moms and fucking bros, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say this story real quick, because I told Brock that I would tell him this story one day in private, but I don't, bro. No one gives less of a fuck than me. So, yeah, it was about 2009-ish, I think. I think we haven't left Alaska yet, so we're I think it was 2009, and we got invited to play at this Colony High fucking rock show in Palmer. And it was about fucking 10 bands playing all fucking day. And anyways, they asked us to play. We're fucking stoked, and they're like, dude, you guys, like, would you guys headline the show? We're like, fuck yeah, dude, like, we'll do that. And we were stoked. We were like the headliners. And so when they put out the flyer, all the bands were basically the same size and font and shit, like, so you know, it wasn't like Decepticide and everybody else. No, it was like everybody was like in the same, like, we're all in this together. And I was cool with that. I mean, I didn't have the ego that I have today. Like, I'll make sure like my band is fucking out there, you know. Everybody else is like, you know, you guys can fucking follow us if you can. But the organizer fucking messaged us, and he was like, hey, so we're adding Static Cycle to the bill. And when this happened, we had already played the Blue Central show, and I was like, sure, man. I mean, what are you telling us? I don't give a fuck. And he's like, and I was like, what, are they like headlining? I was like, even that I wouldn't have cared, because it honestly didn't matter what time. It was an all ages show, so like, people are going to be there from beginning to end. It didn't matter to me. It's not a bar. Like, you really want to pick like your time to where like the peak of the hour, but you don't want to play too late that people are too drunk, or like it's too late, bars closing, whatever. Anyways, so he tells me this, and then a new flyer came out. So they scratched the old flyer, and the new flyer is like just like the old one with all the fucking bands, but now they have a Static Cycle on top, just taking corner to fucking corner.
Oh.
Like, they're this huge deal, and they were I mean, Static Cycle is basically one guy and just a bunch of hired musicians. And I just hate the whole like, oh, this local band. I'm like, no, dude, like you're not a band. You have a bunch of hired fucking musicians, and that's what they were. And I know it sounds like a hater, like, oh, like you're just hating because I'm like, I'm hating because why? Because I have a real band with real fucking people that we share fucking moments in the fucking on stage and off stage, and we work fucking hard, and we play a bunch of fucking shows to get where we are. All you got is your fucking dad's fucking money to like throw around on fucking K-Whale or in other fucking stations at the time, and even today, dude. And I fucking hated that, dude. I'm like, you're gonna come in, crash the show, and then you're gonna get like this huge fucking like is the Static Cycle show? Like nobody gives a fuck about you. And I have like a short fucking clip that I recorded backstage, like recording Static Cycle from the back, and you can see the kids are just like standing there like what the fuck? Like I thought this was a metal rock show, and then we have this fucking dudes like. Yeah, so that's always been my beef with the fucking band artist, that he's just a fucking guy with money that bought his way in, and he's not even, I don't think he's that good. I hear that he's a really nice guy. I'm like, I don't care about that. I know what I know, and I see what I see. I see that you're just buying your way into fucking radio stations or fucking like into shows. So sounds like they bought their way into opening for that show.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, like, are you really a nice guy if you're just flaunting money instead of having integrity? Like,
and it's funny because the guy at the time, he was very young, and you see the rest of the band, and it's a bunch of old dudes. It's like straight up hire musicians, dude. And I'm like, I'm okay if that's your fucking thing, but don't come out, and I hate to hear on the radio the local fucking stars. Fucking Static Cycle. It's like, dude, like you're just buying this shit, dude. Like, meanwhile, the real motherfuckers are here fucking working and like sweating on fucking stage, and like we're fucking real people. You're just hiring fucking musicians because you have money.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's fucking my rant about Static Cycle. This is not supposed to be about them. It's supposed to be about you. But since it came up, I figure I take the opportunity to tell that. Because like it's come up online, and the guy, I think his name is Jared. I don't know what his name is, but he'd be like, "Oh, you guys are haters." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I am."
Yeah, we are.
I am, because I work hard on our craft, and in this room we have put fucking hours and hours and hours.
Yep.
And all the money came from work that we go and do Monday to Friday, put on fucking 40 to 50 hours of work to buy our shit, to get where we are. I don't have my dad's fucking money sponsoring me, or anybody else's for that fucking matter. I've had real jobs since I was fucking 15, so.
Well, and I think that's something like about like musicians in particular, where that whole argument, if you criticize an artist that's bigger than you, and they're like, oh, well, I bet they're laughing to the bank. Yeah, you're just butthurt, and they have more money than you, and they're so much more successful. But if you say that to, like, amongst musicians, that really doesn't mean shit. Because it's like, we're here for, like, musical integrity. Like, it's,
I know what I know, and I know what I've gone through, and no matter how much money that guy throws at record labels or at whatever, he'll never replicate or reproduce honest enthusiasm and energy that I've created on stage.
Yeah.
He'll never have that.
Yeah.
Like when I make a crowd fucking headbang or fucking mosh and fucking see people fucking bleeding and shit, he'll never have that. Like he'll never have that fucking power of like energy.
Yeah.
Because his shit is paid for. I work for it.
Yeah.
And our shit is fucking real.
Yeah.
So that's my view. Exactly. People think, oh, you're just hating because whatever, he's successful. I'm like, what is success? Everybody knows that. Success is what you fucking think is being success. To me, successful is that we have real fans and we have real shows and people fucking throw down on shit. Like, that's our success.
Yeah.
Because we're not playing on the radio. We don't have fucking Bob Lester like fucking mentioning us on the radio like we're not successful. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with not being successful if that's the case.
Well, and that's the thing. Who fucking cares what the radio says? Because, I mean, shit, whenever I got here, people found out, like, I was into metal. they said, "Have you heard of Decepticide?
That's
Have
it,
you heard
man.
of Decepticide? You listen to them? Check them out. You should check out Decepticide." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Exactly.
You know, like people fucking vouch for it. Even people that don't like metal here, if they hear you're into it, they're like,
we
check
have
out Decepticide.
we have not convert people into metalheads, but we have had people that it was either like coworkers or like friends of friends that brought them in because they were like, you have to see these guys. Like, I know you don't like metal, but just come to the show with me. And after shows, I've gotten that compliment many fucking times. Like, I don't like your music or your genre, but you guys were fucking incredible. Like, I've never seen something like that. And I a band, a group, or an artist like Static Cycle will never have that.
No.
You'll never have the fucking compliment.
No.
You never will. But you heard of us when you first moved up here, right? But you never fucking came to see us because you're a piece of
No.
shit. No, I'm just kidding. Now, what year was that?
That would have been 2016.
Okay, so it's not even like not even your fault that you didn't see us. I mean, 2016, there's already a pretty bad like all ages scene, you know. So like, the only place we were playing was a fucking Coots or Carousel. So like, if you were underage, were you underage at the time?
I was 18 at the time.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, there was basically no chance for you to see us play, anyways. I mean, besides of like doing your own research, you're like, yeah, all you know, Facebook, YouTube. Okay, this is Decepticide, but yeah, you would have had no chance fucking seeing us, anyways. And then you left, and then came back.
Yep. I have left, came back, and then left again.
Then you left again,
and then came back in a much
breaks
shorter
our
time
hearts. Yeah, you were here. You came here. When was that? Was like March, maybe.
Shit.
Was like March, maybe fucking February. February of this year. I think we were having problems with Casey, and Ryan told me about you. He was like, "Well, I know this guy. He's my coworker." And I was like, when you say that, I'm just like, yeah, I have my coworkers too, that they swear they can play music, but. And then we had one of those like frustrating practices that our bass player didn't show up, and I was like, "Tell your guy to fucking come over, dude. Like, okay, let's just meet him. Like, what do we have to lose? We keep having these practices with no bass fucking player, so let's just have him fucking over. Like, what do we have to lose?" And then, yeah, you came over, and like I said, like I brought my bass, and you just plugged in, and I forgot what we even fucking played or what we did, but what I remember the most about that was your interaction with Brian. And to me, that was the biggest thing. I'm like, if Brian likes you in any way, dude, you're pretty much in.
I played Symbolic and Crystal Mountain by Death.
Right.
That's what won him over.
On guitar.
On guitar.
But it was more of the fact that you knew this band and you knew this music that Brian fucking loves. So, like, that was huge because our last bass player, he was like he was more like a rock bass player. So, you know, you mention him fucking Black Dahlia, he would have no fucking idea, and that would drive us fucking crazy because we're like huge Black Dahlia, Darkest Hour, Suicide Silence, and all that shit. But even Pantera, like we would mention fucking Pantera songs, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I think I heard." Like, no, he didn't. He's never heard of it, and he would like, "Oh, he would hurt." Brian mentioned him, Rex Brown, and he was like, "Oh, who's that?" And we're like, "Oh, dude, Rex Brown, dude, you're in the Decepticide, you don't know who fucking Rex Brown is?"
Dude.
Whew, that's a tough one, dude. So yeah, and then after that practice, we were like, we had a show booked, and we were like, okay, this is the show. We're just gonna fucking, you know, we're gonna have to fire him, and then start practicing with Josiah. And then you were like, I'm leaving.
In my defense, I did make sure to. When I called Ryan, I said, "Hey, did you fire Casey yet?" And he says no. And I said, "Good, don't."
You fucking bastard.
But I came back.
You did come back, man, and I think when you told us you were coming back, we were still working things out with Casey, and then he just kind of um, he just dug his grave even fucking deeper, and we were like, okay, we don't even care about the fact that Josiah is not here. He's not gonna be here for another month or two. Like, we just can't do this anymore. Like, we can't have somebody disrespect us like that. Like, it's not gonna show up and this and that. And that's when like we called Kevin and we're like, dude, we have this show. Could you fucking help us out with that? And then after that, we had another show, which was the last carousel show.
Mm-hmm.
And and then when he came and started playing with us, you keep pushing back your fucking plane ticket.
Yep.
And I was like, look, man, this kid, he left, and then he was supposed to be here at the end of May or something like that, or first weeks of fucking June.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in fucking July, and he's supposed to be here, and now he's at the end of July. When did you come back?
I came back July 26th.
Yeah, and so you pushed it like 3 times, and after the second time, I'm like, I remember telling Kevin, I'm like, I don't think that kid's coming, dude. So I'm not saying you're in the band, you're back in the band, but I don't think that kid's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right, dude, well, fucking just let me know. And then Ryan was like, dude, he's coming in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, dude. Well, in my head, I'm like, Kevin's our bass player. He wants back in the band, and we were about to play another show, and so yeah, I didn't think it was gonna work out, but it worked out, man. He fucking did. I think this is definitely what this band needs, and I think we're at a point right now of like resurgence where even though we've been together for almost 15 years, we have had like our highs, then like kind of like flatline, and then we had like a lows to where like we kind of like stopped playing and stopped writing.
Mm-hmm.
We just took long breaks. Then COVID happened, so that also fucking that messed with a lot of things, and it just feels like this year we're having this resurgence of like having new fans and having like a new fucking energy about it. Uh, After playing the Willowa and then at the Carousel and seeing how many people came out to these shows, especially Carousel, because I wanted to make a point of at Carousel to be a Decepticide show. Let's see what a Decepticide only show, like no opening bands, it's just us. Do we have the people to come support us and and put on a good show? And yeah, dude, I was. Well, before we played the first song, I look around the Carousel and I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like this is us. We did this. We're doing this. And if we put fucking energy into it, with new fucking blood and start recording, and I think it's time to take this band to the next fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're happy you're here, and just don't take what Brian says at hard. I know you're a good sport, but I'm just like, hey man, just take it easy. I know that we like to pick on the fucking new guy, but yeah, we're just happy you're here, man. So,
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, bro.
cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Anything you want to say to the Decepti fans? How do you feel about joining the band? How do you feel about everything that's happening?
Super
Coming
stoked,
back to Alaska, all that.
super stoked about being here. Super stoked about being in the band. Riffs you've been coming up with.
Oh,
Chef's
yeah.
Kiss.
We're right into it.
Fucking heavy as fucking shit, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, we're starting fucking fresh from here, man. And I'm like motivated. The fact that you're here and you're tasting music. I know it's like it's super heavy and fucking chaotic, and it's like, then let's fucking go there, dude. I mean, maybe let's not go in a way where I'm uncomfortable with, where like
Right.
it sounds like shit to my ears, but yeah, it's kind of like when Zach, one of our guitar players, joined the band. Fucking rest in peace. when he joined the band, just spending time with him and just the way he played guitar and the shit that he would listen to definitely influenced the way I started writing from there on and the way I write now. And it kind of feels like that. You being here and just knowing the kind of shit that you like is like, then let's fucking go there, dude. Like, let's start writing together. And I anything that I record, I send it to you guys and be like, dude, like, this isn't set on stone. This is kind of like a freestyle. This is like an idea, dude. Like, you guys can take it apart. You can change, rearrange. I'm all open for it, dude. Like, anything that I send you guys and I send you, like, riff wise, it's like that's the way it's gonna be. Like, no, it's an idea. It's just an idea. It's, if you dig it, let's take that and go from there. But it's not set in stone.
Yeah, and I mean, fuck, me and Ryan, like, even like when we're at work, we sit there and because we've been talking about that those couple videos you've been sending, and I mean, when I'm at home, I'm sitting there fucking around. Along learning the old shit that I have to have. So, I can't spend too much time, but any free time I got when I'm just sitting there watching TV or some shit, I just sit there and I listen to it and start fucking around with it and seeing what I can come up with. But I mean, even, me and Ryan are sitting there talking about, like, shit he could do vocally at different parts and, like, where it be,
Yesterday, the shit that I sent you guys was from yesterday. And I have my phone hooked up to, like, my PA system, and when my PA system is on, like, I have my microphones on, and I was just listening back to some of the shit, and it was, like, playing through a PA, and I just kind of start, like, not screaming to the microphone, but kind of, like, mimicking words.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, because Ryan needs help with that. Ryan is really, obviously, amazing vocalist, but he's really set on his ways, and I want him to, like, break out of, like, his patterns.
Right, yeah.
And kind of, like, don't sing with my riffs. Sing over my riffs with your own fucking melody. You like the guitar solo of the song, dude. You gotta fucking be on your own, still with timing and that, but not start following everything that I do on the guitar. And, like, when I was listening back what I just played, like, through the PA system, I was just, like, thinking, like, lyrics, like, not lyrics, but, like, patterns, like, okay,
right, yeah.
like, go do like this, like, fuck that shit that I sent you guys. I'm like, fuck, dude, like, I got so many ideas, like, for, like, vocal patterns and shit, dude, and just, like, really epic, heavy, grimy shit, dude.
Yeah,
dude, excited for the future, man.
Dude, me too.
All right, man, fucking A, dude.
All right, brother.
It's good to fucking have you.
Oh yeah, it's great being here.
Welcome to the fucking family, brother. All right, guys, well, it's been over a year since I've fucking done this, so sorry that I went to a few fucking rants and shit, but we're back. We're fucking here, and we are fucking queer, and
goddamn
we're
right.
going nowhere. Thank you, guys. Next show, November 4th, Coots, Sarah's benefit show. It's gonna be with a bunch of fucking bands, but Decepticide is gonna be there with fucking, what's your name again?
I prefer Hezekiah.
Brother Hezekiah with Josiah. He's gonna be his first show, even though he played a couple songs on the cover show that we did at the carousel, but it's gonna be our first show with him, and it's gonna be a totally new fucking experience, man. I promise you that. So until then, we'll see you guys then.